Hey everyone, this is the first video I've done like this where I wanted to kind of show off one of the carved guitars that I've done. The first one I ever did started kind of on a whim with a Squire Bullet Strat, just to see if I could do it. Kind of bored on a winter day. Got some cheap gouges and chisels off Amazon and just tried to figure my way through it. So after a while, did one for myself, one for my little brother, and my dad was like, hey, can you make me one? Doesn't want to miss out on the fun, I guess. So I thought I'd try something a little different that time and went with a do-it-yourself kit from the Fretwire. And this one has a nice maple neck in a Telecaster kit. So I just wanted to go through it and see, what was his interest like. He really has a fondness for Colorado, so I wanted to choose iconography that was from that area. So you have the elk, which is really prominent. You have the columbine flower, which is the state flower. This mountain up here is actually Crested Butte Mountain. That's where I grew up and where we lived early on. And then a brown trout, because he loves to fish. So kind of zoom in up close because you can kind of see how the process is done. A lot of these carvings are really shallow, so I don't know if you can see that, but it's not very deep. So you get the definition by just creating very subtle layering, and then kind of how you do it to make it even deeper is to add lighter and darker stain. So you kind of paint with the wood stain, polish it all up, and then finish it off with some lacquer. But yeah, overall it came out really great. Put in a loaded pick guard. I honestly would have to look to remember which pickups I put in there. But I think they're Tex-Mex specials for a Telecaster. Also did the headstock. You can kind of see that looks a little bit like an antler, just for something a little bit more unique. So yeah, let's plug it in and let's see how she sounds. Start off with a little bit more of a bluesy clean in the neck position. If you roll off the volume knob just a little bit too much. Switching on to the bridge position. This kind of bluesy, more distorted clean, it gets a little broken up. So I don't really use this one a lot for chords, but I do love it for the solo properties of it. Switch over to a little bit even cleaner sound. Put it back in the neck position. Out much nicer in that. Doesn't get quite the muddiness. Back to the bridge. say with these pickups that are in it, it's a little bit more trebly than the music I'm used to playing. But I think given the right genre, they sound pretty great actually, especially for the inexpensive kit that I went with. Go with the one that's a little bit more distorted. It's kind of so I'm running it through a Pod XT Live. So these are modeled, but the pickups still have quite a bit of influence on how the sound comes out. So this one's more of like a plexi model, but I'll turn the volume knob down a little bit and you'll be able to hear kind of the dynamic range of it. Into the bridge spot. Really has a great like classic rock sound to it that I enjoy. Shift into a little bit more of an distorted, overdriven sound here. So overall, I really like the way it came out. You know, it's got pretty clean delivery on the pickups, even though they are single coil. Even the distorted kind of comes out pretty non-muddy. Could certainly be cleaned up a little bit, but I mean, seriously, for the price, they're awesome. Switch over to now a little bit more of a clean tone. This is got some chorus in it, so this is what I would always call my Metallica clean. So it's probably my favorite clean tone on here just for finger picking. Gets a little bit overdriven and muddy when you have a pick. I think also with these, they have so much treble coming out of it. For me, I prefer more of the smoother, warmer tones. I don't like them to be quite as bright, but I mean, overall, it's great. The neck plays really well. I did have to do a lot of fret leveling. I had to do a lot of action setup and kind of getting the guitar neck as straight as I could to get the action as low as I could. It's probably still a teensy bit higher than I'd like. It would need to have probably the 13th fret, I think, leveled a little bit more. But yeah, overall, great playing guitar, great sounding guitar. So couldn't be more happy with it. If you want to see more things like this, please leave a comment in the section below. But yeah, hope you like it.